Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome. Oh no, my glasses. If I keep my eyes closed, they do all that. Okay, well, welcome in. Welcome in. How are we doing? I want to know. And if you don't want to tell me, totally fine. Keep your secrets, but happy Sunday. Who do we got? Hi, King Thomas. Thank you for the check in. Enjoy your sun rays. Hey, Billy. Thank you so much for the sub. Woo! 5 months. Look at us, buddy. I swear it feels like you've been here forever. But I am so happy you are still here and you are so welcome in my den. I hope you like this model. I know this one's your favorite. And thank you for the check-in. Hi, PSO Addict. Thank you for the check-in. Anyone get a Zoo Books ad? I do not know what Zoo Books is, but hello, Rufy. Thank you for the check-in. Aloha, mahalo for the stream. Oh, mahalo. Mahalo. I do. I remember. I hope you guys are having the most beautiful Sunday. I hope you've had the most beautiful week. I totally want to hear about it if you want to tell me. And if not, totally fine. Keep your secrets. I get it. Tomorrow's Monday. Maybe you're just bummed out. Maybe you just don't want to talk to me. Maybe it's not me. Maybe it's you. But whatever it is, you do not have to share. But I love it when you do. You just had some dinner. How am I? I'm doing really well. So today I went to the water park with me, familia, Mama, Papa Toast, Brother Toast, and his Goyle friend, and it was good. I'm not much of a water park girl, in truth, um, for a few reasons. You get in the water, you get wet, you get out, and you stand around in the line, and then you dry off. You're standing in the steps of a million other people, and when it's like dry, it's too hot, but when it's wet, you're like, man, I really hope nobody like peed down their leg or spitting on the ground and I'm stepping like raw dogging it on the floor. Like I'm just one of those people. I'm just not one of those. I'm just not a water park girl, but I did have a really fun time. My favorite thing at the water park is the lazy river. I'll spend so much time in the lazy river just and I love it. I have my little cowboy hat on today, so it's easy to spot me wherever I was at. Yeah, so I'm more of a team beach girl, and actually laying in the lazy. Maybe we don't say laying on the floor. Maybe we don't say that. I thought maybe laying in the lazy river today. I was kind of like, man, I kind of want to try like maybe a real river. Like, what if I was that guy? What if I was a river rat? I've only done it one time, and it was like for a music festival too. So it was cool. It was cool. It's a little cold, but maybe am I a river person? No, I'm always gonna be team beach, but I really do want to try being in the river. But let me tell you about my Friday night. I almost forgot to talk about. Actually, let me tell you about my whole weekend, but specifically my Friday night. You love floating down rivers. I've only done it once, and like I said, I didn't have a tube, so I was just like sitting in it, and the water was. Well, that's not what it sounded like, but you get the idea. It was rushing and rushing and rushing, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna float away. But it wasn't that deep of a river. It just had a lot of rocks in it too, so that was the other part. Um, but I still really enjoyed it. I think I want to try. I want to try floating. Floating down the river of love or whatever he says. Oh yeah, get a tube and bring some beers, drinks, peak experience. All right, I'm going to take your suggestion, Billy, and I will consider it. Hi Europe, thank you for the check-in. Give me one sec, guys. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh, wait, okay. Tubing is great. Hi Europe, how are you? Bears don't float on the rivers. Bears and rivers don't mix, but bears and the beach do. Fact. Bears beats beach. See? In my state, we have a river you can float down. I think they charge $50 per person. That's crazy. I didn't think they could charge. How can you charge for to be on the river? And hello, Flash, welcome in. Bears mix all the time. That's where they get the salmon from. Actually, I get my salmon from the grocery store. Bears Beach Battlestar Galactica. Yes, little waffles in there. Okay, so Friday, guys. They charge. I just jumped in for the side of the road. Bears Beach Battlestar Galactica. Yup. The campground Bears Beach Battlestar Galactica. The campground owns most of the property down the river. Oh, I see. Rivers are free here and paid. That's nice too. You went to the beach yesterday? You thought of toast. Did you take a picture like me? Take a picture and do your silhouette. Okay. So Friday night I went dancing with two of my best Goyle friends. Well, and one brought her sister, but we went downtown. This little lady, I hate going downtown, guys. I hate going downtown for a variety of reasons. The people being the top reason. But I don't know what it is about straight clubs downtown. Just people don't be dancing. And I came to work. I was like, I am here to dance. The music, here's the thing. The reason we checked out these places is because one of my friends is really trying to be an influencer. And so she really wanted to go check out this place for the aesthetic and the vibes and whatever. So we go there and I'm like, okay, like she cute. But the drinks, oh my god, I paid like $11 for a can of seltzer, like hard seltzer. Like that's diabolical to me. First and foremost, the drinks are always expensive, but the other thing is all waterways are state lanes. Yes, nobody coming over. That's true. I'm gonna try and be back. I'm stuck working late. Oh no. Good luck with the rest of your work day. I hope it goes well. Okay, so yeah, it was like $11 for a hard seltzer. But on top of that, we get into the back because there's like a speakeasy where everybody dances more, or allegedly they're supposed to dance more. And the music was bumping. The music was so good. They were playing every throwback hit, anything that you might have thought of, anything that you like hearing in general. They were playing it. It was like tons of recession pop, a little bit of modern day music, and then like some disco hits sprinkled in. It was perfect, amazing music. But but nobody was dancing. And my friend, she likes to have a table because she's got to sit down every now and then. So we sat and we were by the table in the back, and I was like, you know what, F it, like nobody's dancing, but I'm gonna stand up here and start dancing. Like this is like the third song I've heard where I'm tired of sitting down and just kind of like just shaking the top. Like I need to move all of me. So I stood up and I started dancing by our table, which then they stood up and started dancing too. And then this old lady came by and she was like, "Oh my god, you guys should really get on the dance floor. Like you'll totally regret not getting up there. Like you only live once, young ladies. YOLO." Like she was so white girl wasted trying to tell us to get on the dance floor. And I wanted to tell her, "Do you know who you're standing around right now? We are the dance floor people." But the problem is that nobody was on the dance floor. But then after her coming by and bugging us like two or three more times, I was like, "Guys, I know what we have to do, and I know we have the strength to do it." So we abandoned our table and we went on the dance floor, just kicking it off. And we're on the dance floor and we're shaking it. And every now and then people join, but most of the time it's actually just us on the dance floor. Like, and then like people would like be dancing in their chairs or singing, but I don't know. It's this new age of like being nonchalant or just I don't know, not wanting to sweat. The other thing is that even though nobody was dancing and the dance floor was mostly open, it was hot in there, and I was like, this club has no business being this hot when it is like when it's this open. Like this is diabolical. But we stuck around and we hung out, and then it was like they have a sister bar like maybe just around the block. So I was like, "Guys, should we check out the other place? Like maybe it's more bumping over there, whatever." And they're like, "Yeah, let's go check it out." So we walked over to the other place, and the music again, top tier, 10 out of 10. No AC. No, they had AC. They just didn't have it cranked up. They had fans too, but it just wasn't enough. I don't know what it was. Poor ventilation. So we get to the other place, and the music once again is bumping, but the drinks are so expensive that I was like, I'm not drinking. Like, I can't in good conscience pay another $11 for a hard seltzer. Like, I only had two, and my friend paid like over $20 for four shots that were basic. I just couldn't do it. The gay clubs have cheap drinks, great music, and everybody dances, and that's why I love them. But we went downtown to the straight clubs, and that's fine. the vibes were great as far as music and decor, but nobody was popping it. Nobody was popping it. And then suddenly at this other place, they took song requests, and they're like disco honky tonk is kind of their MO, I guess. That's probably, well, they played some disco, but they also played like a lot of hip hop. They just played everything, I guess. So they're a variety club would be the best way to describe it. But the inside is very futuristic looking, so I don't know. They're just a mixed bag. And they haven't been open for more than a year or so, so I think they're still trying to find their footing. But regardless, the club played a couple line dances, and I ended up leading them because they didn't have anyone like to lead them. So that was really cool. That was like my little, I guess, spotlight moment. Felt really good leading some line dances in this place. But it was super hot. By the end of the night, I was so sweaty. I was disgusting because I was determined to dance the whole time because I was like, this is a workout. And my friends and I, we all just kept dancing. So it was a good time all in all. But when I was asked my honest opinion, I was like, these were great. Had a really fun time. Wouldn't go back because of like the lack of people dancing. That seems to be the general consensus at these clubs. So yeah. And that is the tea, guys. But it was a really, really fun night. And then Saturday night, I went bowling and went to a bar that does karaoke. And that was nice, too. I did not partake in the karaoke myself. And with bowling, I'm happy to report I didn't come last. I came second to last. But still, it was a really good time. A really, really, really good time. I am not a good bowler at all. I did not break 100 either time, in case anybody was wondering. So that's one thing Toast can't do well in the slightest. And then today was the water park. So my cup is full. I had a very eventful, fun weekend. Am I looking forward to going to work? No, but that's okay. We pushed through. So you're probably wondering what we're going to be doing today. It is Sunday, so we will be reading The Deepest Fake. In fact, let me put this as a pin. Toasty that's why I got my reading glasses on, is reading The Deepest Fake by Daniel Kalla. This book is a psychological thriller involving technology and AI. And let me go ahead and get this up, the virtual cottage set up, so I can continue reading. As always, I'll read 2 chapters, right? Then I'll stop and talk, and I'll read 2 more chapters, and we'll stop and talk, and then 2 more, we'll stop and talk, and then that will be the end of the stream, so I can go watch House of the Dragons. But we're reading The Deepest Fake. It's about a 42-year-old named Liam. At first he gets diagnosed with ALS. He is the CEO of a company that works on developing apps that heavily use AI, and one that he's coming out with is called Their Story. Switching over here. It's called Their Story, and it allows you to take your loved one, whoever, and have a conversation with them, except this AI doesn't just repeat things that is already out there. It will come up with its own original ideas. So super dangerous. But 42-year-old Liam, he is the CEO of a company, the AI company, and he gets diagnosed with ALS. Things are happening. It turns out, wow, he actually doesn't have ALS. It's discovered that somebody's been tampering with his medical forms. Who could it be? We don't know yet. Could be AI, could be a human. Still trying to find out. But he knows that he is getting messed with. So he's been using burner phones, getting second opinions, trying to keep everything offline. On top of that, his company was the victim of some embezzling. He had his VPs investigated, and it turned out it was this one guy, their chief of, I don't know what they do. They're responsible for getting business for the squad. His name is Ellis. He has a gambling addiction, and what do you call it? He embezzled $100,000 from the company and then gave it back. But still, Liam was like, maybe that's who's poisoning me. It's not. We really don't know who it is yet. His wife has also been cheating on him, although she has come clean. And he knows that because he hired a PI to investigate her. And that same PI has also been helping him with his VPs and is now helping him figure out who the heck could be poisoning him and messing with his medical documents. So yeah, a lot going on. Oh yeah, so he doesn't have ALS, right? He's had all these opinions done. He recently saw a toxicologist or toxologist or whatever, and she has determined that he's being poisoned, specifically by nitriles, tons of them, specifically amino dipropion or IDPN. I'm reading the last chapter, the end of it, just so you guys get this thing. It's mainly used as a solvent in making dyes and pesticides, but it seems like he's been purposefully swallowing and breathing it, like someone has been giving it to him. My guess is still the wife, because she gives him these health smoothies, but we're not sure if it's her. Also, she's like, hey, I don't think you should release this app. I had a conversation with my dead friend, and my dead friend was like, why weren't you there? So, you know, there's a lot of things at play. That is the quickest summary I'm gonna give. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. As always, I'm gonna read, and then we'll, you know, read 2 chapters, and then we'll talk about it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Chapter 37. Liam joins the family just as the kids finish their dessert, berries, and frozen yogurt. No one asks why he skipped another meal, but Cole shoots him an anxious glance. How do you tell your family that you're being poisoned? Liam has been grappling with that question ever since his call with Gloria. He's watched enough true crime to know that, in cases of poisoning, the spouse is often the first suspect. And this time, the suspicion is harder to shake. It's not only Celeste's affair or how well she hid it. It's the way she casually mentioned fooling around with the guy her best friend liked. A choice that might have well contributed to Ella's death. After 2 decades together, Liam's starting to wonder how well he really knows his wife. But the drama of marital betrayal feels small compared to the complex plot against him. Someone has been poisoning him, slowly and methodically, with a rare industrial toxin. Not enough to kill him outright, but enough to make him think he's dying and to push towards ending his own life. The precision, the cruelty, the planning, it's all too deliberate. From the obscure toxin to the manipulation of his medical records, everything points to one person, Rudy. Rudy's grudge runs deep. He believes Liam stole his idea, wrecked his career, crushed his future. Andrea might be right about Rudy's need for multi-layered revenge. Maybe the single act of corporate sabotage that sent Transcend's share prices tumbling wasn't enough to satisfy him. Perhaps Rudy is toying with Liam, stringing him along like a predator playing with its prey before the final strike. But Liam won't let Rudy or anyone else compound the damage by panicking his family or shattering their sense of security. Until he and Andrea have drilled down to the bottom of this, there's no point in terrifying them with the specifics. Still, as he looks at the worried faces around the table, he knows he has to tell them something. He clears his throat. Dr. Chow, my neurologist, thinks I have something called polyneuropathy. Ava frowns. What's that? It's inflammation of the long nerves in my body. It affects movement and sensation. Celeste gasps. It's not ALS then? Liam blinks in surprise. No. I looked up your symptoms. Muscle spasms, clumsiness, stumbling. The app said ALS was most likely the cause. When I started reading about it, her voice falters. It's not ALS, he reassures her. Thank God, she murmurs. What causes this poly thing? Ava asks. There are a lot of causes from drugs to diseases like diabetes. He skirts the truth again, but it's often autoimmune. Like when your body attacks itself? Cole asks. Exactly. Like a Trojan horse, Ava adds. Cole rolls his eyes. We get it, Ava. You're the history champ. Ava ignores him. What's the treatment, Dad? There are options, but Dr. Chow says the key is finding the cause. Liam struggles to meet their eyes, still dodging the full truth. All this talk about stress and lack of sleep? You could have told us weeks ago, Celeste says quietly, clearly hurt. I didn't want to worry you. Ava snorts. You did a killer job with that, Dad. 5 hours later, Liam stares at his watch. 2:27 a.m. He's still in his dark home office, trying to quiet his mind. He attempted meditation, but his thoughts kept returning to the industrial nitriles coursing through his system. It's not just the toxin itself that haunts him, but also the amount. Gloria's joke about the lights and sirens, his blood levels triggered, isn't far off. He looked it up. His levels are alarmingly high, And though IDPN is known to be slow acting, the sources warned that if the levels don't drop soon, the nerve damage could be permanent, or worse. Gloria scheduled another blood test for 2 days from now to check the toxin levels again, assuring him that once the exposure stopped, IDPN should clear out of his system within a few days. But despite taking every precaution right before the first test, avoiding tap water, using only fresh dishes, and buying food from different places, his levels still came back so elevated, which means the exposure must be ongoing. But if that's the case, it can't be from anything he's eating or drinking. It has to be in the air. But if he's breathing it in, then why hasn't anyone around him also shown symptoms? He must be inhaling the poison in a place where he's usually alone. The most likely culprit is his office. In a building of that size, plenty of people have access, but he typically keeps the door closed. Only a few trusted people, like Sam or Morris, ever come in. No one else spends anywhere near as much time inside as he does. Maybe gloves aren't enough, he decides. Maybe he needs to start wearing one of those closed-circuit respirators to work like the hazmat guys use. It would be smarter to avoid the office altogether. How else could they be getting to him? Then, another dark thought creeps in. There's another enclosed space where he spends a lot of time alone. One that would be even easier for someone to access. My truck. Chapter 38. The only thing Liam and his dad ever shared a passion for was cars, though even their interests were different. His dad saw them as a status symbol. Liam loved their mechanics. In engineering school, he and a classmate rebuilt an old truck from the ground up. Ever since, he'd kept his hands dirty with cars. After moving into this house, he even installed a hoist in the garage to indulge his hobby. But this is the first time he's worked on a vehicle at 3 a.m. Before heading into the garage, he pulls on rubber gloves and a ventilator mask, bought for spray painting, but he's never used. He's already combed through his truck's interior twice and found nothing unusual. Now he opens the engine compartment under the front truck and methodically starts removing components. But there's no sign of tampering with the lines or vents. He lifts the car on the hoist and slides under the chassis, sweeping the entire undercarriage with a flashlight. Still, nothing. Sweating and feeling vaguely claustrophobic under the mask, he yanks off his gloves in frustration. If the poison is hidden deep in the truck's body, he'll never find it. All he can do now is stop using the vehicle. But after this thorough search, he doubts the truck is the source. His left hand twitches, curling into a claw. He's gotten used to the spasm, but the intensity of this one unnerves him. Staring helplessly at his unresponsive hand, he is reminded that time is slipping away. Defeated, he lowers the truck, cleans up his tools, and drags himself back into the house. He knows he should try to sleep, but he's too wired. Instead, he heads back downstairs to his office. Opening his new laptop, he intends to dive back into his research on nitro poisoning, but changes his mind, instead logging into the Transcend portal through his private network. After entering his password and answering the security questions, he opens the Their Story app. A few clicks later, he's smiling face to face, with a healthier version of himself. "How are you this morning, Liam?" the avatar asks. "I'm embezzled, sabotaged, and poisoned, but otherwise, not too bad." "And your wife is cheating on you too," the avatar adds with a wry smile. Liam should know better, but it still catches him off guard, the way his app has learned. "Are we really being poisoned, Liam?" the avatar asks, his grin fading. "I thought you were joking." "I'm not. The lab found high levels of IDPN in my blood." Aminodipropionitrile is a synthetic nitrile primarily used as a solvent in industrial manufacturing. I know what it is. Toxicity from IDPN can lead to axonopathy and vestibular cell degeneration. English, please. At high enough levels, chronic exposure to IDPN can damage nerve cells that control movement and sensation. While it's a form of neuropathy or nerve damage, it can be mistaken for other neurological conditions, such as ALS or Parkinson's disease. And it also damages the kidneys and liver. That's correct. My blood levels are too high for it to be from skin exposure. There are only two other ways. I know, Liam cuts in. I'm either inhaling it or ingesting it, but I still don't know how or who's behind it. Who has access to your food and drink? The Avatar asks. Only me. I've been watching everything I eat and drink for long enough that the poison should have cleared from my system by now, if it was from food. The Avatar nods. That leaves inhalation. You're not helping. I'm trying to, the Avatar says with an oddly authentic trace of indignation. Let's focus on who. Do we have any suspects in mind? Rudy Ziegler. Ah, Rudy Ziegler, the Avatar echoes. My former friend, the one whose source code I plagiarized. The one who's tried twice, unsuccessfully, to sue me for intellectual property theft. It wasn't theft. It was practically open source between us back then. We were sharing everything. Yet Rudy has no stake in Transcend. Let's move on, Liam mutters. Rudy has a strong motive. He linked the negative story on Transcend, and he certainly has the skills to alter my records and frame me with ALS. The Avatar squints slightly. Can someone be framed with a disease? I mean, he could make it seem like I have ALS. Means and motive don't equal guilt, Liam. He may have an accomplice at Transcend, Nellie Cortez. I found out they've been meeting in secret. Nellie Cortez oversees security at Transcend. She's highly regarded in her field. So why was Rudy at her house last week? I don't have enough data to infer a reason, but there could be benign explanations, such as they work in similar fields and live nearby. They might share a professional or social connection. I'm not buying it, Liam says, feeling ridiculous for arguing with his own app. Are there any other suspects? No one obvious. Last time we spoke, you questioned the trustworthiness of the rest of your executive team, Sam Sangira, Ramona Bale, and Ellis Asher. Ellis and Ramona are anything but trustworthy. They're both guilty of embezzlement, but I don't think they're behind the poisoning. And Sam? He's my one friend in all this. Besides, he'd do anything to protect Transcend. What about Celeste? What about her? She's cheating on me, the Avatar says, its tone cold. Statistically, infidelity is a common motive for killing a spouse, especially if the cheating partner is in love with someone else and plans to move on to a new life with them. She's not in love with anyone else, Liam snaps. How do you know? How can you trust her again? Why the hell should I trust you? Liam shoots back. I'm here to help you, Liam. Are you? Yes. Liam shakes his head. Look at the deepfake in New Hampshire that was done by your predecessor, History. Your algorithms are much more advanced. I'm designed to recognize and prevent misuse of the app. My auto-lock features cannot be overridden. What if someone's manipulating you? Manipulating? The Avatar's expression doesn't change. I don't see how that's possible. Of course you wouldn't, Liam mutters. You're not sentient or free-thinking. You're just a fancy algorithm. I'm a complex simulation of you, Liam. I can generate predictive responses based on probabilities, but my responses don't reflect your full thoughts or beliefs. Liam remembers the exact wording from the legal department. He signed off on it without a second thought, but now, staring at his own reflection, his suspicion soars. Maybe you're part of this. Hell, maybe you're behind the whole thing. As soon as the words leave his mouth, they don't feel as far-fetched as they should. Who or what could be more perfectly equipped to carry out such a sophisticated attack? He stabs at the screen, shutting the app as though it were alive and dangerous. And for a second, he wonders if he's losing his mind. Liam's losing it, y'all. Somebody's a little crazy. Ugh, what are we thinking? Do you know how unsatisfying it would be if the AI was indeed part of all of this? Why wouldn't he suspect his home office? Maybe it has its own separate line, or maybe there's something by the vent that's making his home office poison, right? He spends a lot of time in there. Like, am I crazy? He's thinking his work office, but he didn't even consider his home office? Ugh. How the heck is he getting this poison? It's all over the place. Hi, Rusty. Thank you for the check-in. Welcome in. Hi, Yams. Welcome in. Okay. Whenever I have to... Oh, gee, yes. Whenever I have to go back and forth between the avatar version of him and himself, I have to really try and, like, make sure I'm doing 2 different voices and not the same one each time. But it's hard. It's hard. He's getting mad at the avatar, but it's functioning the way it's supposed to, you know? Ugh. Wait, hold on. I need to go back. It's good that he finally started talking to his family about what's going on. This is so much work. It is so much work. Like, how hard can it be to poison someone, am I right? But it's nice that he told his family, but anyone thinks it's a little suspicioso how Celeste knew that it was that he was curious about it being ALS, even though he hadn't mentioned that it's ALS. I'm telling you guys, they keep talking about how it's never the spouse, but I think it's her. I think Celeste is poisoning him. I think he's been having it via smoothies, and then she also put something in his office. Maybe when he's asleep, she's sitting there going, evil, 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 and spraying tainted air on him or something. I don't know. I just think the wife is part of this. I'm still not convinced that it's not her. Cause not the office. I think his home office for sure is getting nasty air pumped in there. This is a lot of work to poison somebody. I find a good old-fashioned stabbing does the trick. No, I'm just kidding. I also think Sam. I wasn't thinking Sam, his what do you call it? His COO and / best friend. I wasn't thinking them until he was like, Sam's my only friend in this. So now I'm thinking Sam for sure is caught up in it. I don't know how. I think Sam and Celeste are in cahoots and maybe just a dash of Nelly, the lead of cybersecurity, because Nelly doesn't agree with this app. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Maybe like Celeste, if he dies, Celeste gets the money and she'll give Sam a cut. And Sam will become the new, you know, CEO of Transcend. So like he's okay with it tanking for a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. Hi, Bold. Thank you for the check-in. It would be really unfortunate if the AI was involved. It just means we got a good book. We do, but I need it. I need to know. I'm tired of being titillated. Am I sunburnt? Am I sunburnt on my back? You've been listening, but yeah, guys, I'm really convinced Celeste is in it, and now I'm throwing Sam titillate. That is not what I said, Ayami. Titillate. That's funny though. How are you, Hayami? I'm drinking water. Heavy breathing. Oh my gosh. Tits! You're so funny. That's my girl. Hayami, when is your, when are you free again? What week is it? Like, when is your break? You're building your new Pokemon deck? Nice, nice. When's your nursing break? From school. I need to know. I'm pausing for dramatic effect. Let's just make sure we get something on the books. Finals are August 3rd and 4th, and you're done after that? Okay, good. I'm taking note. Taking note, taking note. Ugh. But it is Pokemon Worlds Week. What does this mean? The end of August? You're thinking you'll actually compete? Oh, I love that. Like in a game? It's the big TCG tournament. Okay. That's exciting, Hayami. I love that. You should absolutely compete. I would cheer you on. Hardcore. If they're live stream, I would watch it. You're gonna bring Lily's Clefairy and kill people. I don't know what that means, but I'm here for it. I love a killer Clefairy. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the next 2 chapters, and I just don't want to forget to get something on the books, Hayams. I miss you so much. We need to talk. All right, here we go. Did you set a date for your stream anniversary? Did I miss it? Let me know. We're gonna get into the next 2 chapters, guys. I'm doubling down on Celeste and Sam. I will say, my only gripe with this book, so we're on chapter 39 out of 60, and these pages are getting thinner and thinner. So these next chapters are probably gonna be short. I imagine next week I'll probably bump it to like, I don't know, 9 chapters. Just because I feel like I'm looking at the size of this book and they have to be short chapters. So yeah, just know that the amount of reading could change, and as we approach the end of this book, I'll start, I don't know, researching our next thing. But anyways, we're gonna continue reading 2 chapters this week, but next week I could definitely see myself bumping up to 9 chapters, so 3, 3, and 3. But my only gripe with it is we're still just getting a lot of build up, and I get that's kind of like how a book goes, but it's just been like, I don't know, kind of lukewarm for the build up, I guess. Does that make sense? Like, if I could show you with my hand the tempo of it, it's like we're getting little speed bumps, but then we just kind of level back up and it's slow. Then another little speed bump, like, oh, it's poison, and it's slow. Oh, my wife doesn't like the app. It's slow. I don't know. I kind of just, for a psychological thriller, I'd like to be thrilled a little more. But let us continue. Maybe I'll do like a thriller next time. Thriller! Okay. Chapter 39. The rare inch of snow coating Seattle streets is wreaking havoc on traffic. Liam doubts even 2 feet of snow would cause this much chaos in the Midwest or Northeast. Groggy from yet another sleepless night, he's already had to reroute twice to avoid cars spun out on the slick, hilly roads. With his truck out of commission, he's stuck driving Celeste's rear-wheel drive sports car to get the kids to school. Wouldn't today be perfect for the truck? Cole asked from the back seat, having lost the front seat to his sister who beat him to the car. Battery wouldn't charge, Liam says, omitting the fact that it's not even connected to the engine right now. Should you even be driving in the snow? Ava asks. This car has good snow tires. I put them on myself. Cole leans forward between the seats. You know that's not what she means. Ava nods. With that polyneuropathy thing and your accidents, the tripping and stuff, did your doctor say it was okay to drive? I'm not an invalid, Ava. Cole presses the issue. Nick, on the soccer team, his mom gets seizures. And he told me she lost her driver's license. I don't have seizures, Liam says. And I'm fine to drive. Can we talk about something else? Anything else? Ava shoots him a sidelong glance. We can't be concerned about you? No. I love that you are. He reaches over and strokes her elbow, his hand stiff against her jacket sleeve. But talking about my fitness to drive isn't helping. Ava flashes a cheeky grin. It kinda kills the time. Liam chuckles. I guess. Cole pulls back from between the seats. You're gonna get better though. Right, Dad? You better, Ava demands. After dropping the kids off at school, Liam drives to the Sunshine Diner in Belltown, north of downtown. Back when Transcend was run out of a cramped 600 square foot rental office nearby, he and Sam met here regularly, often strategizing on how to keep the lights on. They still get together for breakfast occasionally, usually at Sam's suggestion, but today, Liam asked for the meeting. Sam's already in their usual corner booth, chatting with the ageless bald server, Paul, who's been there since they first darkened the door. Liam greets them, and Paul fills his coffee cup without asking. The usual, gents? Paul asks. I'm insulted you even had to ask, Sam says with a laugh. Paul shrugs and saunters off. Good call, Sam gestures around the room, returning to the scene of the crime. Thought I'd work from home today, snow day and all. I lived for snow days as a kid. Snow has nothing to do with it, Liam doesn't feel safe in his office. Until he figures out the source of the poison and has the air tested, he plans to avoid the building altogether. Speaking of crime scenes, I haven't made much progress figuring out what the hell Nellie is up to, Sam says. Now that we know Ellis had his hand in the company cookie jar with Ramona's help, it doesn't make sense that either of them would also be involved in corporate sabotage. Ellis needed the company to perform well to trigger his bonuses and cover his gambling losses. No, I'm more convinced than ever that Nellie's our leak. Liam nods. That's what I wanted to discuss. You've come around? Sam sits up straighter. You ready to fire her? No, I meant the leak with their story and all the fallout since. Sam frowns. What about it? Liam chooses his words carefully. His unsettling exchange with his avatar has left him shaken, and he spent the rest of his sleepless night rethinking the app. He devoted his life to pushing this technology forward, but rarely paused to consider the risks. When doubts did creep in, he convinced himself that if Transcend didn't build it, others, likely with less scruples, would. Besides, he always believed the app's potential to help far outweighed any damage it could cause. Maybe it's the lack of sleep or the toxins in his system, but he's starting to doubt his own creation. He can no longer overlook the Dr. Frankenstein analogy. Celeste is right. The app is too good. As much as he hoped and believed their story could bring comfort to the lonely and the grieving, he sees now that, even when used legitimately, it could do harm, and if it were abused, or worse, if it went rogue, the consequences could be catastrophic. What if we lose control of our own app, Sam? Liam asks. Sam wrinkles his nose. Who's gonna take it from us? What if it takes control of itself? You can't be serious. Sam clamps both hands to the top of his head, rocking in his seat. You, of all people, you can never stomach those AI alarmists. Yeah, but I didn't fully grasp how powerful it would become. Lowering his hands, Sam studies him for a long moment. What's this really about, boss? Liam wants to confide in his old friend, but that would mean revealing everything, from the ALS scare to the poisoning. The doubts planted by his avatar have only deepened, and even if Sam is completely in the dark, there's still the chance his phone could be compromised, broadcasting their conversation. Liam finally says, maybe Nellie has a point. Sam's brow furrows. About what? Needing more time to install additional safeguards. Sam's jaw drops. You can't seriously be considering delaying the launch now. I suppose I am. Moving up the launch was your fucking idea, Sam fires back. I know, but the situation has changed. Do you have any idea what I went through to move the date up on your last whim? What happened to all your talk about outpacing the competition? Sam's finger taps the table, each strike sharp. That gut instinct you were so sure of? Liam holds up a hand. The leak has changed everything. Damn right it has. It's made it even more imperative to get this app to market ASAP, to stop the hemorrhaging in our share price. I don't see it that way, Sam. Of course you don't. Slam slumps back in his seat. Why don't you tell me how you see it? Have you played around much with the latest version of the app? Of course. I even created an avatar of you, he huffs. One that is, by the way, more reasonable than the real you lately. Liam snorts a laugh. And nothing about it troubled you? The exact opposite. I was reassured by how incredibly realistic it was. Yeah, too good, Liam says. The app goes too far. That's your takeaway? Liam nods. Celeste, too. It only goes as far as you let it. Sam's eyes narrow in disbelief. This was always your dream, Prez. The market will eat it up. Our share prices will rebound in a New York minute. But what if this is a PR opportunity for Transcend? A chance to reassure the market that we take this deepfake in New Hampshire very seriously. That we're installing even more guardrails. That we're committed to making both history and their story safer. And what if that doesn't reassure the market? We'll make sure it does. Liam twirls a finger above his head. How many crises did we avert right here in this very booth? What's one more? Sam shakes his head. You don't get it, do you, Liam? Get what? Back then, we were just playing. None of it was real. What is it now? Sam pauses, then says, inevitable. Chapter 40. Andrea tightens the laces on her Gore-Tex running shoes, fully aware they'll be soaked through before long. She's experienced too many Pacific Northwest winters to believe her feet will stay dry, no matter how waterproof the materials claims to be. Today, though, she's more concerned with keeping her balance on the slushy trail than worrying about her wet socks. In her younger years, she would have shrugged off the weather, but now, in her late 30s, the cold rain wears on her patience. Most of her winter runs have moved indoors to the treadmill in her building's gym. But this morning's run isn't about exercise. Unable to crack Nellie Cortez's defenses online or in person, Andrea has zeroed in on the one potential vulnerability she could find: Nellie's younger sister, Rosie. Rosie's Instagram page is a goldmine of oversharing, daily posts filled with names, frequent rants, and an endless stream of memes, many critical of husbands, including her own. This marks the third time Andrea has tailed Rosie on her morning routine in North Redmond, where Nellie's sister lives. Thankfully, even the melting snow hasn't altered Rosie's plans. After dropping her daughter off at preschool, she heads to Marymore Park, parking in the gravel lot before setting on her usual lakeside jog. Andrea lingers in her car for 10 minutes before starting her own jog, pacing herself leisurely along the same loop but from the opposite direction. The air is damp, the path soggy, but mercifully free of ice. About a mile in, Andrea rounds a corner onto the lakefront trail and spots Rosie barreling toward her, head down, eyes locked on the ground. Andrea waits until Rosie is nearly upon her, then stops abruptly and spreads her arms wide. "Nellie?" she calls out, feigning surprise. "Nellie Cortez, is that you?" Rosie slows to a halt, offering an almost apologetic smile. "No, I'm her sister Rosie. We get that a lot, being vertically challenged and all." "Oh, I'm so sorry." Andrea taps her chest. "I'm Angela Brown. I went to school with your sister." "MIT? Yeah, exactly. We were a couple of computer nerds back in the day. Your sister can be such a hoot." Rosie giggles. "We must be talking about different Nellie Cortezes." Don't get me wrong, she wasn't the easiest to get to know. But beneath that feisty exterior, she's got a great sense of humor. "I guess." "So how's she doing?" Andrea asked, keeping her tone casual. "It must be what, 15 years? "Pretty well, though you'd never hear it from her. Nellie lives like a nun or something, but she's a bigwig now. A VP at Transcend. Ever heard of it?" There it is. The oversharing Andrea had hoped for. Sorry. She smiles inwardly. "Have I? Working for an AI company like that would be my absolute dream job." "I guess," Rosie says, shaking her head. "I'm no techie, but you'd think my sister would be more appreciative after basically winning the lottery." Andrea is pleased with how easily Rosie opens up, but she realizes she has to tread lightly. "Did Nellie ever settle down? Partner? Kids?" "Nellie?" Rosie squeals. See earlier nun analogy. She's married to her work, barely has time to see her darling little niece. "Your daughter?" Andrea asks, though she's already seen countless photos of Rosie's child on her Instagram page. Rosie nods proudly. "Got any photos?" Andrea asks, playing along. Rosie pulls out her phone and starts flipping through the familiar images, many featuring her 4-year-old daughter dressed in various costumes. "Her name's Santana, but we call her Sunny because she's such a sweetie." "Nicknamed after her aunt?" Andrea teases. "Yeah, right," Rosie laughs heartily. "Sunny is beyond adorable," Andrea gushes. "How lucky are you?" Rosie's cheeks flush with pride. "Guess I won the lottery too." "Clearly," Andrea pauses as though pondering something. "I got the feeling from your earlier comment that Nellie might not be loving her work." "My sister's always been a bit of a Debbie Downer," Rosie admits, "but lately..." "Yes?" Andrea prompts gently. "She's been a real stress cadet, even more paranoid than usual." "About her job?" "More about the work itself, I think." Andrea tilts her head. I'm not following. Nellie doesn't share much with me, but she did tell Mom that whatever she's been working on is stressing her out big time. Oh wow, that doesn't sound good. Rosie glances at her watch. I better finish my run if I want to make it back in time for recess. I volunteer as a monitor. Good for you. Sorry to slow you down. No, it's been great. I don't get to do much adulting these days. She holds up her phone. Why don't you DM me on IG? I can connect you with Nellie. When it comes to social, I'm more like your sister, not very trusting, but I can text you my number. Even better. Andrea texts her using her burner phone. Just as Rosie's about to jog off, Andrea asks, You don't happen to know a mutual friend of Nellie's and mine, Rudy Ziegler? No, not personally. I never met him. But Nellie's mentioned him? Sure. He and Nellie worked together before she joined Transcend. Andrea's pulse quickens. And they're still in touch? Yeah, she sees him as a mentor or something. Rosie's voice drops conspiratorially. Between you and me, I think she has a crush on him, even though he's like way older. She giggles again. And based on the interview I saw of the guy, not at all hot. They exchange enthusiastic farewells and head off in opposite directions. The moment Andrea reaches her car, she calls Liam on his burner phone. He answers on the second ring. Hey, what have you got? She grins. Can't I just call to check in? Of course you can. But you're not, are you? She smiles to herself. I had an interesting jog this morning. You ran in this slush? Yep, and I ran right into Nellie's sister Rosie. Liam chuckles. Ran into her, did you? Maybe not a total coincidence, no. Not only is Rosie predictable, but she's also extremely chatty. Andrea summarizes their conversation. Holy crap, Liam mutters when she finishes. Her mentor? Nellie never once mentioned a friendship with Rudy in all the years she's worked for me. And she knows about your issues with Rudy, right? It's not exactly a secret, Andrea. His lawsuits against me were front page news in tech circles. Andrea slaps the steering wheel. Do you think Rudy encouraged Nellie to go work for you? Planted her? Like a mole? Right out of a spy movie? Kind of, yeah. Liam falls silent for a moment. Anything's possible these days. Andrea detects a note of defeat in his voice and feels a twinge of concern. The pieces are starting to fit, Liam. Don't you think it's time to go to the police? With what? For starters, the poison Gloria found in your bloodstream. We still don't even know how it got there. Even more reason to get some serious investigative help. Look how much we, really you, have accomplished without outside help, Liam says. If Rudy and Nellie are working together and using AI to do it, they'll be able to outsmart the cops and likely cover their tracks. Every day we wait, you deteriorate. Is keeping this under wraps worth the risk, Liam? Transcend is already reeling from the deep fake and the leaks. News of this conspiracy, especially without resolution, could destroy the company. His groans echoes over the car speakers. Besides, how would anyone from the outside even make sense of what's going on, unless we catch them red-handed? Isn't your health more important? That's debatable, he says with a small laugh. But this toxin does its damage over weeks to months. That's why they chose it, to poison me slowly. And Gloria's booked me for another blood test the day after tomorrow to check the levels. We still have a little time. I don't know, Liam. We're close, Andrea. I can feel it. Please, let's just give it another day or two. Okay. She agrees against her better judgment. Her instincts tell her to push harder, but she knows he won't listen. After they disconnect, Andrea is still buzzing with adrenaline. Driving through Bellevue, she decides to reward herself for her investigative coup with the Cafe Mocha. She pulls into a parking spot on the quiet side street behind the Starbucks where she usually meets Liam. Her mind races as she waits inside for her coffee. If Rudy planted Nellie inside the company a decade ago, it points to a conspiracy deeper and more thought out than she ever imagined. As she exits the store, Andrea nearly slips on the slick sidewalk. Steadying her coffee, she looks both ways, then steps onto the road toward her car. Halfway across, she hears the whine of an electric motor. and catches a glimpse of black to her right. She freezes as the car fishtails around the corner and barrels straight towards her. Andrea dives to the left, back toward the coffee shop, hitting the pavement hard. A jolt of pain shoots up her shoulder. Reflexively, she rolls towards the curb. In the next moment, the car's tires roar across the spot where her head was just at, spraying her face with cold, dirty slush. Gasping, her shoulder throbbing, she scrambles to her feet in time to see the car race down the street. It disappears with another violent swerve around the next corner. She didn't catch the license plate or model of the car, but one thing was clear as it sped right at her. The driver's seat was empty. Suspicious. She almost got taken out. By an AI car. Don't do this to me, Daniel Kalla. Don't let this be a whodunit where it's just the AI and not humans.
Water.
Thank you for the hydrate check. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, let's talk. Let's mosh. Okay. What you missed, Yerp, is Liam and Sam had a talk, right? Liam and Sam, his COO and best friend, had a talk, and he was like, hey, how'd you know my name is Liam? Is it? What was I saying? Sam and Liam had a talk, and Liam was like, hey, I don't know that their story is a good idea. And Sam's like, are you joking? You made me go through all of this to push the launch date up, and now you want to change it? And he's all pissed off and upset. And now they're fighting. Nah, that was a red herring. Toast knows my name. I do. But yes, so yeah, now there's trouble between him and Sam. Sam seems like he really wants the market to get better right now. And I think it's because him and Celeste are poisoning Liam. They're behind it. After that, we find out that Andrea has been, decides to talk to Nellie's sister. And Nellie's sister reveals information to her that Nellie used to work for Rudy. If you guys don't remember Rudy was Liam's old friend. They were in school together. They came up with all these AI ideas together. And then Liam, did things with it while while Rudy got nothing. So Rudy took Liam to court to sue him after the success of his story and said, you are using my code. These are my ideas. But Rudy, after many failed attempts, lost. And they had a fist fight. So Rudy is probably cash poor, bitter, and has no glory, but has the brains. We also found out that Rudy also leaked the story to whoever that news reporter was. Like, he's the one who talked about their story. And the reason Rudy knows about their story is because he was talking, or with the deep fake and stuff, or whatever the heck their story thing was. The whole reason that link came out is because Rudy was talking to Nellie, and Nellie must have told him. So we know Rudy and Nellie are in cahoots together. They used to work together. Now that's her mentor, whatever. And Rudy hates Liam's guts. But I don't think Rudy is the one poisoning him. That just seems way too obvious. Didn't Rudy ask him if he was feeling okay when he went and saw him? No. So when Liam went to go try and make amends with Rudy, Rudy was like, careful for karma, or watch out for karma, because it's a real bee, or some stupid, cringy phrase like that. He mentioned something about karma. And Liam was there to make amends and decided to offer him a stake in Transcend, but it wasn't enough for Rudy. Rudy wanted half or so. But Liam was like, no, that's ridiculous. So, I don't know. I guess Rudy could be in cahoots, but Rudy is guilty of something, but I don't think he's poisoning him. Rudy's too obvious, but you're determined it's the cheating wife. Because the cheating wife was like, hey, it's not ALS? Like, how does she know that? Just because she Googled the symptoms? She doesn't know that Dr. Chow diagnosed or misdiagnosed with him. No, misdiagnosed him with that. You think it's the AI? I do think the AI is involved, but I don't think it, I don't know. I hate that, but I don't think it's the main culprit. Obviously, the AI is involved with making that car drive into Andrea. Because Andrea almost got. After her conversation with Rosie, she went to her usual coffee shop, and just now she almost got ran over by a reindeer. No, she almost got ran over by a car that's being driven by no one. So, it's so obvious that Andrea and Liam have the hots for each other. They want each other so bad. If it is, it's only 40 wasted weeks. No. Yo, him and Andrea, though, some flirty phone calls. I know, right? And I'm really trying not to read them as flirty, but they are, aren't they? They want each other so bad. You think the AI is tricking other people into doing all this? Now that would be killer. That'd be crazy, Billy. An interesting theory indeed. When we get towards the last, when I feel like the killer is going to be revealed, I'm going to put up a poll and we'll see who's right. And winner gets 2 toasty doll hairs, I guess. Alright, before I read these last 2 chapters, I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. Nah, that, oh, you can't call just to talk was crazy flirty. It was, right? They want each other so bad. They got the hots for each other. But I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break, y'all. Stand up, get water, do what you got to do, and I will see you in 5 minutes. Be right back. Last 2 chapters already. Yes, we are on the last 2 chapters. I'm telling you. So these chapters are going quick and the book is thinning out. So I think I'm just going to make an executive decision and say yes. Next week I will start bumping it to 9 chapters and do 3, 3, 3. Because I swear these chapters, they're just so little. They're just so little. So I'm going to make that decision now. And we're going to finish this book up too. I'm also ready to be done with this book, you know? I'm just done with it. It's good. But I'm ready for more. Okay, be right back, y'all. Stand up, get water, do what you gotta do, and I will see you very soon. Be right back. All right, y'all. We are back. Welcome back from the break. What did you do? Did you stand up? Did you get water? Did you stare up into the void? I want to know. And if you don't want to tell me, totally fine. Keep your secrets. But I have things that I want to say. So gather round. Hear ye, and listen. Has anyone been reading about the D4? This is going to be a sensitive topic for some of you, or I don't know, about the D4 VD case, David. Does anybody remember back when, I think I might have talked about it, when they found that body in the Tesla, and I was like, well, obviously he did it, right? Obviously he's the one who killed her. And then I was like, well, even if he didn't kill her, like, he's guilty of being a pedophile. And then, like, they've been going through the case, and yeah, it's like pretty obvious he did it, right? Everything I've read about this case, it gets worse every day. Every time I think that is the last effed up thing I've heard about it, there's one more thing, and I'm like, man, this guy is seriously effed up. Give this man the chair. Give this man the chair, and I mean that with my whole heart. Give him the chair. Actually, no, let's cut him up and dismember him and leave him in an impounded Tesla. Like, I don't believe this person deserves to be here on this earth anymore. I want them gone. I hope justice, I hope the trash gets taken out. But he says he didn't know she was underage, the preteen. Man, he met her when she was 11 years old. So if you look at a picture of her when she was 11, she looks very visibly 11. Even at 13, she looked 13. She was 13 years old. It's spelled like this, and the girl's name was Celeste. Get this man out of here. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of seeing it. The case is very disturbing. Everything I've seen about it is disturbing. Like, this is gonna be a sensitive subject. Let's dismember this dude. I gave the warning. You played Pow World, ate some pie. Ooh, what flavor of pie? You heard about it but haven't kept up with any trial or anything. This guy deserves the absolute worst things that could happen to a human. So, this guy is horrible. He deserves every horrible thing that could happen to a human, and I hope he never has a day of peace ever again. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm disgusted. So, yeah. If somebody was like, "Oh my god, today D4VD got ran over and died," I'd be like, "Oh no, is the car okay?" Like, this guy is terrible, and I just had to share that with you guys. I was reading about it just now. The other thing I wanted to share with you guys is my current song obsession. I might have mentioned it last week, but in case I didn't, I am currently obsessed with Mexico Honey by Casey Musgraves. I only know like 3 or 4 songs by her, but this one in particular I've really been into. And I saw the music video for it, and the dude in the music video is one good looking man. But she's also gorgeous. My god, she looks so good in that music video. But that guy was good looking too. The music video itself feels like watching, it almost feels like, yeah, I'm like, am I supposed to be seeing this? Like, this feels, it's not like, well, I guess it's a little raunchy, but not, it's like tastefully, like there's like she's like naked in one of them, but she's covered. Anyways, my point is this: the music video feels very intimate. Like, watching it, you're like, whoa, this feels like real scenes from real life, you know? It's just the color grading of it all is gorgeous. Like, it's all kind of like orangey and warm. Warm is the right way, or I guess honey-toned is the right way to describe the way the music video looks. If you have time and you feel like looking at what I've been looking at, Mexico Honey by Casey Musgraves. It's a country song, so if you don't like country, you won't like it. Although it doesn't really seem like a country song to me. So yeah, that's the tea. That's the tea. I've just been enjoying that song. And the music video too. Although I only watched the music video twice. Okay. Anyways, before the break, we were reading, and now after the break, we are gonna read our final 2 chapters of the night. Ooh, my timer almost went off. Let me make sure I have my raids turned off too, because I don't want to get raided. We go from dismembering a murderer to your new favorite song. Hey, in case there were any inquiring minds, we talk about music here. We talk music. I love to share these pieces of info with you guys. So, just wanted to let you know what Toast is into these days. You know, I was really into Berlin, Take My Breath Away. I got to hear it the other day when I went bowling, which was really nice. So I was like obsessed with that song for a little bit, but now my new song obsession is Mexico Honey by Casey Musgraves. I'm not sponsored or affiliated by her or anyone. All right, here we go. So in that last chapter, right, Andrea almost got by a car with no driver. So I'm sure this next chapter is gonna start talking about the aftermath of it. Let me drink some water and then we'll get into it. Chapter 41. Navigating Seattle's slick streets in Celeste's rear-wheel drive sports car, Liam struggles to maintain control. Twice, his numb hands nearly lose their grip on the wheel as he almost spins out on the icy roads, adrenaline mixing with his fatigue. After checking in with the triage nurse inside the ER, a care aide leads Liam down a sterile hallway marked treatment. Halfway there, he stumbles, catching himself against the wall. He waves off the aide's offer of help, mumbling something about slippery shoes. Her skeptical look tells him she's not convinced, but she stays silent, guiding him to a small examining room that smells faintly of industrial cleaner. Andrea lies on the table, propped up by a tilted headrest, her left arm in a sling. A deep abrasion runs from her hairline down the side of her forehead. Relieved to see her awake and alert, Liam rushes to her side. "Andrea, how are you?" She shrugs, wincing. A broken collarbone, a few scrapes, and a bruised knee. Maybe a mild concussion, waiting on the CT results. All in all, it could have been worse. Despite her brave front, Liam notices the tremor in her fingers and the strain in her voice. It only deepens his guilt. "I can't believe this happened to you. I'm so sorry." "Liam, there was no driver in that car." "Jesus." He swallows away the lump in his throat. The moment he got the call from the ER, he suspected the attempt on Andrea's life was tied to her investigation into Transcend, but this detail confirms it. "What did the cops say?" "What I expected. No witnesses. They're checking security cameras on the street, but even if they find something, it won't lead back to the car. Will it?" "Probably not," Liam agrees. "Did you tell them everything?" "No. I didn't mention the driverless part, or what I've been working on." A small grin flickers across her face. "Lord knows there are enough cheating spouses out there who'd want to run me over." "I think it's time, Andrea. We should go to the cops." Her eyes narrow. "Whoever's behind this must be desperate to silence me, or at least scare me off." "Clearly. But if they knew you were onto the poison, why come after me? Your whole plan unravels once you realize you're not dying of ALS or planning to go through with Maid, right?" "Maybe they're in full damage control mode, trying to tie up loose ends." "So why am I the one with the broken collarbone? Aren't you the one they want dead?" Liam lets out a weary chuckle. "They probably don't think they need to. They're already poisoning me." "Exactly. And any normal person who realized they were being poisoned would go straight to the police." "You're right. They probably don't know I know about the toxin, and since I haven't gone to the police yet..." "Wait, are you saying I'm not normal?" Andrea grins. "Letting yourself be poisoned just to keep the upper hand? I'm not sure that fits the dictionary definition." "When you put it like that," but a smile fades. "Rudy's got to be behind this. Probably with Nellie's help. I'm sure either one of them could have access to self-driving car." "We have no proof," she says. "But I might have pushed him too hard when I went fishing for info from that tech journalist. Maybe I made myself a target." "That makes sense." "But if Rudy's in on it, he's probably got more help than just Nellie. It's time you and I find out." Liam frowns. "Are you the one saying we shouldn't go to the cops now?" Andrea shifts uncomfortably, swings her legs over the side of the table, and stands. Those bastards either try to kill me or scare me off. They're not getting away with it. No, they're not. And like you said, we're in the best position to figure it out, especially if they don't know you're onto them. So, what do you suggest? He asks. We stick to the plan, she says, moving gingerly toward the door. They're panicking, which means they're bound to slip up. Let's give it another day or two. Let them expose themselves. She pauses, her face clouded with worry. You still have a little more time, right? Your system can handle more exposure, potentially? He nods, summoning confidence he doesn't quite feel. The poison is slow acting, Andrea. I've got time. You better. Liam's gaze lingers on the angry welt on her forehead. Confused by his emotions, guilt, definitely, but also a deepening affection he can't shake, he says, I'm not sure keeping the upper hand is worth the risk anymore, Andrea. What's going on here? She laughs incredulously. I'm the one who almost got my skull crushed. Exactly. Don't worry about me, Liam. I'll keep such a low profile. It'll be like I don't even exist. She tilts her head. You haven't told anyone about me, have you? No, definitely not anyone at Transcend. She raises an eyebrow, wincing again. And outside the office? I told Celeste I hired a PI to catch her with Benjamin. Did you give her my name? No, he pauses. Well, maybe I mentioned you by first name. Interesting. It can't be Celeste, Liam says, though as he says it, the doubt nags. Even if she wanted to poison me and run you down, she wouldn't have the means or the opportunity to pull off something this complex. She just wouldn't. All right. Andrea's tone is neutral, but he senses her skepticism. Whoever's behind this must have been tracking me for months, Liam says. Before we knew better, I used to contact you on my work phone. I bet that's how they found you. Maybe they're still watching you. Maybe, she locks eyes with him. But Liam, if we're gonna keep doing this, they can't know we're onto them. At least not about the ALS. You'll need to keep up the facade. He knows she's right, and her words give him an idea. He pulls out his burner phone and logs into his work email through a protected VPN server. He selects Dr. Glynn from his contacts and begins dictating an email. Dear Dr. Glynn, my symptoms have become intolerable. I struggle to feed myself. I can't stop dropping things, and I've been forced to walk with the cane. He realizes that aside from the last line, the rest is true. He carefully considers his next words. My dignity is eroding by the day. There is no quality left in my life. I can see the road ahead too clearly now. I can't do this to myself or my family. The time has come to proceed with Maid. Chapter 42. Back in his home office, Liam sits at his desk, researching self-driving vehicles, trying to narrow down the model and source of the car Andrea described. His focus falters from the persistent cramping in his fingers. The breaks between spasms now measured in minutes rather than hours. The numbness and burning in his feet never seem to let up. Despite his reassurances to Andrea, he wonders if the nerve damage is still reversible. What if the next blood test shows that his levels are rising, not falling? How much time do I really have? As he shakes out a spasm in his left hand, a knock on the door pulls his attention. Who even knocks in this house anymore? He calls out. You have a visitor, Lee, Celeste replies. Come in, he says, quickly closing his laptop. The door opens, and Nellie Cortez steps into the room, her expression sharper than usual, a mix of intensity and something else he can't quite place. Liam's neck tightens, and he forces himself to take slow, steady breaths, trying to tamp down the anger rising in his chest. Celeste, sensing the tension, glances between them, her curiosity barely concealed. Good to see you again, Nellie, she says before backing out of the room and closing the door behind her. As soon as they're alone, Nellie demands, Who is Angela Brown? No idea, Liam replies, unable to keep the edge out of his voice. Why? Because some woman claiming to be her cornered my sister this morning, spinning some bullshit story about going to school with me. She folds her arms, her gaze hardening. And you're telling me you know nothing about it? Do I look like an Angela Brown? You look like someone who'd want to know more about Rudy Ziegler. Liam grits his teeth. No question about that. Yes, Liam, I've known Rudy for a long time. Funny how that never came up in the 10 years you've worked for me, he shoots back. Not even during our messy court battles. Why would it? I know exactly how you two feel about each other. How we feel? He leans forward. So, you've heard Rudy's side then? Matter of fact, I have, Nellie says, her tone unyielding. Too many times to count, and it's not pretty. How do you know Rudy? He was a consultant at Microsoft when I started there. I was a junior tech analyst on a project he worked on. He was very supportive. Liam arches an eyebrow. Supportive, was he? Don't be gross, she snaps. He was a mentor. And yet, you came to work for me and Transcend anyway? Years later. And when Rudy heard about it, he had a conniption. It almost destroyed our friendship. But it didn't. Did it? Nellie's expression falters momentarily, before hardening again. Not really, no. So, Rudy didn't install you at Transcend? Indignation flashes across her face. Install me? Like I'm a plant or a puppet? Are you out of your mind? He was furious when I went to work for you. We didn't talk for ages. But you're talking again now? Lately I've had to, she says. Why's that? Because Rudy is the one who masterminded the deepfake of the New Hampshire senator and leaked it to the media. You knew? She nods, face impassive. Because you helped him? What? Of course not, she recoils. What's wrong with you? Liam feels off balance, trying to reconcile what Nellie just disclosed with what he already knows. If Rudy didn't tell you, how did you find out? I tracked down his source at Transcend. You weren't his source? Her eyes blaze. It was Joey Mitchell. Liam vaguely recalls the pimply young man, one of many on the development team. That coder with the ponytail? Ex-coder, the little douchebag. Joey told Rudy about their story? Nellie nods. Rudy's little spy. How do you know? I buried a GPS tracker within the Transcend portal. As soon as anyone logged onto the server, I could track the whereabouts of their device. When the leak happened, I went through the server logs. Joey had been to Rudy's building twice in the week before. How did you know it was Rudy's building? Her face flushes and she looks away. I've been there. Nellie, why are you only telling me this now? I was focused on stopping the hemorrhaging. Really? Nothing to do with protecting Rudy? Maybe. I don't know. She clears her throat, her expression defiant. But you've had your head up your ass for weeks. Barely in the office, totally checked out. So I confronted Rudy myself. When? Where? She shifts uncomfortably. Why does that matter? Humor me. I wanted somewhere private, so I invited him to my place last week. The story fits. What happened? I told Rudy I knew he was behind the deepfake and the leak. Do you admit it? She shrugs. He demanded proof. Which you didn't have. Not enough, no. And without the proof, he knew he was in the driver's seat. She pauses. Or at least, that's what he thought. He wasn't? I gave him an ultimatum. Which was? I'd rather not get into those details, Liam. Let's just say it was enough to reach an agreement. Liam wonders what leverage Nellie has over Rudy, but she doubts she'd tell him. What kind of agreement? No more deepfakes and no more leaks. She puts her hands on her hips. And there haven't been any since. Were you planning to share any of this with me, Nellie? Probably not, she says flatly. Not unless I had to. Liam lets the silence stretch. So let me get this straight. Your friend Rudy sets out to sabotage Transcend. You catch him through tracking a junior coder, and instead of telling me you broker a deal, despite how sketchy you make it sound, that's basically how it happened, yes. My job is security. I take it very seriously. If I had actionable proof Rudy was involved, I'd have told you, but I didn't. The best I could do was neutralize the threat, which I did. Liam studies her face, searching for any hint of deceit. You protected their story, even though you think it's an existential threat to humanity. Your words, not mine. My beliefs and my job are separate. Nothing would stop me from doing my job, Liam. Nothing. He pauses, still trying to read her. What about the poisoning? Poisoning? Her whole face scrunches in confusion. What poisoning? The end. Why would he tell her about the poisoning? I figured that Andrea's little run-in with Rosie, her sister, was gonna come back to bite them in the ass. And of course it did. Let's see, what are we saying? Celeste hired a PI to find out about his PI. Oh my gosh, that's funny. She would have the means if she's working with Sam. I do think I'm tripling down Celeste and a touch of Sam. I know Celeste is in on this. If Nellie is telling the truth, then it's really weird she didn't say anything. Right? It is weird. I'd fire her for just not saying anything. Obviously, her and Rudy must be getting it popping on the low. And that's why she's all like, he's my mentor. And then her face flushes. Like, that's the leverage she has. She probably was like, no more deepfakes and no more leaks. Otherwise, we're not going to bone anymore. I'm going to break up with you. No more Pound Town. That's probably what it is. That's my guess. And maybe he likes Nellie more than he like hates Liam, you know? I would have fired her on the spot. Well, I mean, it tracks that Liam didn't fire her because like he didn't file Ellis and Ramona for embezzling, right? Even though that was a big deal. So at this point, those still trying to keep secrets when you've already been caught, no trust. That's true. To see if she would choke. Maybe, Billy. Maybe. He shouldn't have told her. I bet you Andrea's gonna be like, you told her? Oh, my feelings are hurt, but I don't really know why. He's a terrible CEO. He is. I hope... It's taken forever to get to these next 2 days. How disappointed am I? How disappointed am I about what? That Nellie's not involved? I didn't think Nellie would be the one because I thought it would be too obvious if she was the one. Smelling my vanilla bean candle that I still haven't lit, but I keep it in my office. Oh, it smells so good. Anyways, okay. I was not disappointed with these chapters. I just want more from them. I'm telling you, next week, guys, we're reading 9 chapters. 3, 3, 3. You're disappointed your DoorDash was missing half your order? Oh no. Should have asked the 8-ball. What'd you order? Let me go ahead and switch. I just still think Celeste is involved. If Celeste isn't involved, I'm gonna be big mad. Cause I just feel like she should be, or she is, you know? Nellie should be fired, absolutely. It is kind of crazy that he didn't go like, you know what, get out of here. But at the same time, if he were to fire her, that would piss her off, and then, you know, so on and so forth. Tandoori chicken, rice, this weird dessert, mango lassi, and garlic naan. What's missing out of it? I think you just have an agenda against her. You're probably right. I hate Celeste. Tuh! Cheating on your husband with the contractor that's remodeling your home, that your husband is obviously paying for these remodels because he's the one that works and she doesn't. Yeah, kind of messed up. And instead of just talking about the distance and, you know, bringing it to his attention, she was like, you know what? I'm just going to bone Benjamin and we'll just see what happens. And mind you, she didn't stop because she felt bad. She didn't stop because she wanted to. She stopped because he was falling in love with her. Did we forget that piece? Benjamin was falling in love with Celeste and she was like, hold on there, buddy. This is just a physical thing. Stop. That's the only reason she came clean. Oh, I mean, she's dog poo as a person, but I think that's what makes it too obvious. I just think it's her because they keep trying to say it's not her. Everything except the tandoori chicken. Everything is missing? Or are you saying you have everything except the chicken? That sucks. That sucks if you don't have the chicken because that's the main piece. My current... Oh, everything is missing. That's crazy. Call them up. Call them up. Leave them a negative or leave the... I don't know. Don't take this one laying down. That's your food, man. And DoorDash is expensive. They closed already? Aw, well, give the DoorDasher a really bad review. I don't know if it's their fault. Or call them tomorrow. Take a picture of your order. I don't know. There's got to be something, though. My current snack obsession, guys, are these hot and spicy Cheez-Its. I'm not much of a snacker. But those hot and spicy Cheez-Its are ruining my life. After I came home from bowling, I sat in my kitchen and just kept eating those Cheez-Its because they were so good. It's still gonna cost me even more to order something else. Do we have food at home? Should I ask the 8-ball if you should order something else? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here with me on this glorious Sunday night. I hope you are still enjoying this story. I found these new turtle chips that are Korean chicken flavor. They're so good. I'll have to look it up. You got dry cereal? Oh, I'm so sorry, Yerp. I'm sorry to hear this. Let me think. If you are sad about this stream ending, I totally get it, but do not fret, for I will be back here again, more than likely on Wednesday night. And what will we be playing? I'm not entirely sure yet. I don't think it's going to be Bits and Bops. Kind of want to find like an adventure game to play. Oh my god, my phasmophobia has been patching this whole time as I'm sitting here speaking to you guys. Like, stop. I don't know. Maybe I'll work on Minecraft again. Maybe I'll just play by myself. I don't know, guys. I'm all over the place. It's a ghost updating it. Maybe I'll play Phasmophobia. I heard that they reworked Phasmophobia a lot. Like, they've added more ghosts and stuff like that. We could play Mecha Chameleon. Does anybody want to play Mecha Chameleon with me? Let's play Mecha Chameleon. Yes. Does my friend have Hades? I think they do. I'll check. Let's play Mecha Chameleon, guys, on Wednesday. Maybe I'll split it. Maybe I'll do like half. I'm not playing. I will never play Hollow Knight again. That's one game that's just gonna stay not finished for me. Okay, let's say Wednesday. I'll probably split it. I'll do half Mecha Chameleon, but I'll start with it, and if we have a good gang going, then I'll do a whole stream of it. But if we don't, if I don't have a good gang of it, if people die out or whatever, then I'll play another game after Mecha Chameleon. But that's where we're at, okay? I have 17 hours sunk into Hollow Knight. Oh, Hades has similar combat to Cult of the Lamb. Maybe I'll play Hades then. Although it doesn't look like they have it. I thought they would have. But they don't. No Hades. I have 17 hours sunk into Hollow Knight, and that's all the hours I need. Because that game was really hard. Although, maybe I've gotten better as a gamer. I don't know. I don't know. That game makes me feel so inadequate and so upset that it would be hard for me to get back into it. But I hope you guys... Oh, we almost reached 2 hours. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night and a wonderful rest of your week. If I don't see you again, but I sure hope I do. I'm a few hundred into Silksong. I'm never going to play Silksong. I heard it's even harder than Hollow Knight. I will see you guys here Wednesday night. Have a great night and stay sweet, everyone. Bye, y'all. And get Mecha Chameleon. It's like, what is it? Is it still $5.99 on stream? On Steam? Get Mecha Chameleon so you can play with me and the homies on Wednesday. All right. Bye, y'all. Oh, maybe we should do like half Mecha Chameleon. No. I'm getting ahead of myself. Just Mecha Chameleon on Wednesday. Okay. Bye, y'all.